Hey guys, it's time for Breakthrough with Coach Lew. Coming to you live from Accelerate Life University, XLR8Life.com. Coach Lew will help you break through anything that's stopping you. Are you ready to get the motivation, the energy, the life, and all the success you really want and deserve with no further to-do? Here's Coach Lew. Here's Coach Lew.
Good morning, guys. It is Monday morning, and welcome back to Breakthrough with Coach Lew. And it came to me, the title for this show is Do More. And you're like, do more what? How much more can we do? And all this, it raises those questions. But when I thought about it for a second, the real secret to anything in life is do more. Okay? And where did this come from? Okay, this was not the show I had planned for today, but sometimes God, however you term your creator, comes up with some really unique stuff like that. And you go, all right, what is my call to teach today? And it was like, I did the Spartan race in Jax yesterday, and it was amazing. Absolutely amazing race. Fun, great. Got to spend the rest of the day with Lex yesterday and just had a great daddy-daughter day that was like unbelievable. And just all kinds, it was just an amazing day. And you know what really, really hit me this morning when I was doing my coffee? I got out one of my favorite coffee mugs, and it's do more of what makes you happy. And I thought about that, and I thought, by the way, Life Boost coffee is amazing. Check it out on the site. I thought about it, and I was like, there's a message in here. And there really was, because it was do more of what makes you happy, and that made it an amazing day. I mean, in the times we're in, a lot of our days are good. We have some great days, we have some tough days, some bad days. When was the last time you can say you had an amazing day? And I thought, what does it take? And I'm going to give you a little backstory. We're going to back up here a little bit. Going into January, February, March, on up through, like June is race season for me, right? And I thought, how cool that is that we're getting into race season. Well, first race of the season comes up is Titan. And I'm not ready for it. There's lots going on after the holidays. Caught a cold like the week before, and my hand is hurt and injured, and I had every excuse in the book, but I was like, I'm going to do it anyway. Well, I did it anyway. It was a great experience. And I'm like, good, I'll be more ready for Spartan. So I'm getting more ready for Spartan and tooling along, and things are going good, and lots of stuff comes at us business-wise and stuff, and it's like, whoa, okay, my training went a little off, but, still doing better than I was before the Titan. And Thursday, I'm cutting an avocado, being a good boy, eating really clean, and we got these new knives, and whammo, right through the thumb. Now, this is the second time I have sliced myself pretty bad with a knife within days of a race. The other one was a Savage. And I'm bleeding all over the place going, I probably should have gotten this stitched. But I'm like, so I managed to get through it. We get the new skin, the glue it shut, all this fun stuff. I get out on the course, and I'm like, my hands still, and I'm like, what, I'm not gonna BS around with this. I'm gonna go, and I'm gonna give 100%. So I get out on the course, and I'm going, and my running game's been pretty good. And get to some of the obstacles that I had trouble with, some of the climbing and the grasping at the Titan. And I'm like, didn't even think about it. Just got in the mode of doing what I love. I was so in love with being out on the course again. And next thing you know, I'm getting over some of these obstacles that I had trouble with last month, and even tougher ones. And I'm like, hey, and I was like, there's a message in here. You got to just do it. How do you get better at anything? Do it. Taking action. Do it. Even if you don't do it perfectly and you keep getting better and better. It's like playing guitar. Oh, I want to sound like that. But are you willing to do what it takes to sound like in the meantime? Okay? Are you willing to go through the painful scales and the this, the that, and your transitions? Are you willing to do it to have what you want? But the most important part of it is you got to do it. Okay? Even if you suck at something initially, if you're doing it and you're getting better, that's way better than going, well, I got to learn everything about it, know everything about it before I can even begin and study it and think about it and decide and blah, blah, blah. You got to get out and do more of it. All right? You want to get good. You want to succeed. The secret to success is doing it. And do more of it. Do more of what serves you. Do more of what moves the needle in your life, what pushes you forward, not more of just a to-do list that you're just doing it because you think that's what you're supposed to do. Makes a sense, huh? So on this backstory, sliced hand, still an injured hand, blah, blah, blah. I could come up with every excuse. And it was an amazing race. And then an amazing day, had time to spend with Lex and just do daddy-daughter stuff and laugh and go out and eat and do stuff and get her phone upgraded. And, it was just so, everything was so right. But the base reality of it all was do more. Not, well, how can I do less? How can I do less? Everybody's walking around, how can I do less and think you're going to get more? Well, let's do the 5-minute ab workout instead of a 30-minute workout in the gym. Now, granted, 5 minutes is better than no minutes. And these are things that, I want you to grasp onto as well, that you don't, when you decide to start working out, you don't just jump in and go, I'm going to do an hour a day every single day. You're going to burn yourself out right up front. Maybe all you can do is 5 minutes a day to get started. And then you do it again. And then you do it 10 minutes, 15 minutes. That's called progress. And progress is really, really what our big wins in this world are, guys. Progress is where you're going to get the most juice out of life and get rolling. So it was amazing. So what I'm encouraging you to do is pick something you've been wanting to do and just frickin' do it. Just step up and get out and do it. Okay? And those are, stop thinking of what you should do, could do, want to do, maybe, because you're going to hit a point where maybe isn't a reality. Okay? You're going to hit a point where, you go, oh, maybe I'll do this someday, and then either the opportunity goes away, the situation goes away, your ability goes away if you don't start taking action, and maybe even your desire goes away. How many people desire something at one point and then you get past the point where you go, well, I'm not going to really do that. Skydiving is a great example. How many people say, oh, I'd love to go skydiving, but it's scary, it's this, that, and the other. Well, of course it is. I did skydiving a little bit when I was younger, quite a bit younger. And I'm glad I did, because I don't know if I really want to skydive now. I've done it, been there, done that, enjoyed it. It's not the sport that I would want to take up like I took up OCR racing. OCR racing I'll do as long as they let me on the course. The same thing with being an auctioneer, a coach, a podcaster. As long as I can do this stuff, I'm going to do it forever. I need a little sip there. So, a little day after a race and all that, it was a lot of travel time yesterday too. I'm a little burned around the edges, but in a very calm, focused, excited way. But the whole thing is I want to talk to you really about doing more. What is something you could do more on? And you go, I certainly don't want to do more at my job, but you, excuse me, allergy season 2. That's another joy of being outside all day yesterday. And I love it. I love being outside, but a little bit of allergies. So it's one of those things where, you might say, well, I don't want to do more at my job. They don't pay me enough for what I do as it is. But how are you ever going to go anywhere in that job? Maybe do more means, say, see you later job. I'm going to go do more with my life. Or maybe you do more at your job and people start to notice and go, hey, what's gotten into you? Wow, we got this other position opening up and you'd be great for that. these are the things that I encourage you. Don't think that you're going to get and then do. When it comes to stuff like work, well, if they paid me more, I'd do more. It's not the way it works, folks. You got to deliver more before you're worth more. Okay, that's a reality. Take what I do for an example. How about if I were, took on a new coaching client and I say, well, if you pay me $500 for a session, I'm going to get you some good results. Now, if you give me $1,500 for that same session, we're going to break through. This person's going to tell me, okay, so your level of commitment is going to be tiered. Now, some people do coaching differently. Some people will coach with me on a one-time basis for one situation. Some will do long-term coaching. Now, you're going to get better results on a long-term coaching. So, yes, that's going to cost you more than just a one-time and one and done. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the initial situation. If I were to tell you, hey, you know what? I can help you, earn more money. Pay me $50 and I'll give you the first step of it. But if you pay me $500, I'll give it all to you. Why even consider the 50 and I'll give you the first step? Don't even talk about that in your brain and in your life and in your repertoire. You go for the big. Hey, $500, I'm going to teach you this. All of it. End to end. Not, well, I'm going to throw you a crumb for 50. Because that's not doing more. Well, it's the same with your job. Well, I'm going to come in. I'm only going to do this much. You're paying me $12 an hour, so I ain't going above the call of duty. Well, you know what? You're going to be a $12 an hour employee forever. But if I see a guy working and I'm going, what do we pay that dude? $12 an hour or something, 15, whatever. But he's worth two of the other guys. Guess what? He's going to be making more than the other guys. And why not? I don't need to say, if only you would work harder, I could give you a raise. That's bullcrap. How about, wow, that guy's really lighting it up. He's worth two of the others. Pay him as such. Ooh, that's a concept, right? And you might say, that doesn't happen, coach, in my workplace. Oh, yes, it does. Now, if you're working for McDonald's going, you want fries with that, and you get a little more excited and you go, I want fries with that. You might progress up a little bit, but that McDonald's and that type of thing is not a place to be. It's a place to start. If you're just getting in, if you're a kid and you're just getting into it or something. But my point being is, either you're going to do more within what you're doing currently, or you do more by stepping up to the next level and stepping maybe out of your current situation into a better situation. But you got to be the better. It's nothing's free. Nothing's going to come easier. What comes too easy, you don't necessarily want. You want to make what was once difficult easy for you, and that's when there's real progress. You see the difference? Anybody can go stand with a little headset and go, "You want some fries with that?" That's no big win, my friends. There's nothing to that. But you could start there and then go, okay, I'm going to go into management. And then you go, well, I don't want to be in this greasy, smelly fry pit. But now you have some experience managing people. And, now the world's your oyster. Go do more. And that's the thing. Always when it's time you think you want more out of life, do more. Want more? Do more. It is such a simple secret to success that a lot of people ignore. It's like, well, give me more and I'll do more. That doesn't work, okay? Nobody likes that. Nobody wants to deal with you on that level. Let me tell you, you're that kind of person, and nobody's going to hire you, want to be in a relationship with you. It isn't a, well, you do, I do. If you did this, I'm going to do this. And if you don't do it. No, what you want to do is go in and do and give and be more, and you will then get more. And oftentimes that get more is disproportionate. When you're really giving and doing from the heart, next thing you know, you're like, wow, everything's flooding to me, all this greatness. Wow, seems like everything opened up. All of a sudden, all the doors opened up. The floodgates opened up. You did it. If that's happening in your life, that comes from something you did. Okay, that didn't come from just luck. Now, there is a thing called grace, but grace tends to follow doing. Grace tends to follow being of a certain way. Okay, so I think hey, let me know. Give me thumbs up. Give me some love on this one if this was useful to you this morning. Sorry about the sneezy allergy sounding. Yeah, because it is. I'm a little stuffy this morning, but not sick. I feel like $1,000,000. But I do want to reiterate: you want more, do more. Don't wait for somebody to hand you something or give you more before you do more. That's the unsuccessful. That's a way to lose. You want to win, do more, and you will get more. But do more from the right reasons, from the right places. And my God, do more what you enjoy. Because how infinitely different is my week going to be doing that race yesterday and being all pumped up and excited, as opposed to just, well, it was just typical Sunday, did this, that, and the other, and kind of got some stuff done. And, it was something different and fun. Now, some Sundays have to be get stuff done around the house, get prepped for the show, get some stuff caught up and, different stuff like that. But the deal is, you really want the juice of life, do more of what you love. And it becomes easier and easier. And even do more of the things you need to do, but learn to love them. See, if you got to trudge through the treadmill of work every day, or you got to clean the house, that's, if you love cleaning the house, it's a different story. You might go, well, I don't know how I'm going to love cleaning the house. How about put some music in your AirPods or in your earphones or on the stereo? Or how about sing while you're doing it? How about listen to a motivational thing or a book on tape or something that you could enjoy and learn to enjoy cleaning the house or the car. Or go to work and set your desk up. You might be in a stupid little cubicle answering pissed off people, customer service calls. What if you put a picture of your kids or your spouse or your dream vacation on your desk so you could look and go, this is why I'm dealing with this. And what if you did more for that customer that called instead of going, oh, that's not my department, there was really nothing we can do. What if you really put in an effort and immediately let that customer know that you are actually going to do something? How many times do you call customer service at some of these big companies? Bright House is a great example. They screwed some stuff up recently, or Spectrum, yeah, that's what they're called now. And I dealt with idiots, and I finally get this person that within minutes has the scenario fixed. She does it with a smile. She did so much more for me that absolutely I had to leave her a raving survey because she did more than 5 other idiots. Okay, well, who is a better reflection of Spectrum? I was ready to cancel all services with them, find alternatives, everything else from the 5 idiots. And then I get this wonderful person who just did it. She did more than she had to. She went over the call of duty. But my God, she's an asset to that company. I say fire the 5 idiots and give her all their pay. This lady was on top of it and very great with customer service. I'm about to say, your company's out of here. And she was like, let's do this today. Let's get this done for you, sir. And I was so impressed. And I'm like, well, that's the kind of person you want to be, right? Don't you want to be that person that if somebody needs something or, they're going to do business with your company or your competitor, and somebody says, no, you go to him or her. They're the ones that'll get it done for you. And they'll get it done right. And they'll get it done. And they're great people. And they do so much more than the other ones. Who are you going to go to? Who are you going to feel satisfied by? Are you going to feel satisfied going to a doctor that, you sit in that stupid little room for, 45 minutes and they come in and look at you and go, here's a prescription, and walk out? Didn't even address you with your first name? Or are you going to go to that doctor that really goes, okay, here's what you got going on. Here's the options. What do you think? what do you want to do? This is what I think we should do. These are the options. Which doctor are you going to be satisfied with? The one that does more. Now that might be a difference of them popping their head in for 30 seconds and throwing a piece of paper at you. And it might only take 5 minutes for the doctor to really get a quick game plan together for you on something. And you go, he did so much for me. 5 minutes a time, as opposed to how much the other one can just puppy mill their doctor's office. Think about this in the way you do things, in the way that you respond to people. So do more. Do more of what? Do more of the things that move the needle in life. Things that get you, like the RPMs on a car, you wanna ramp it up. Do more of the things you love. Do more of the things that are fun. And the things that you don't normally love, but you got to do, learn to love them and learn to make them better. But do more. You want more out of life? Do more. It's a simple secret to success. If we had to summarize it in a book, it could be 1 page, maybe 2 pages. Do more. ... of what you like, of what you love, of what moves the needle. Boom. And then there's the flip side to that. Do less. Learn to say no. Do less of the stuff that doesn't work for you, doesn't work for others, doesn't serve a greater good, and you don't like. Let's face it, do a little bit less of what you don't like. And you might go, well, this stuff's still got to be done, and I absolutely hate XYZ. Did you ever think you could create a position in this world that somebody actually likes this stuff? Like accounting. Herman, if you're listening, God bless you, loves accounting. I don't love accounting. That's why he's my accountant. He loves it. I hate it. He does it really well. So what a match made in heaven. I would rather pay Herman to do the accounting than try to struggle through it myself. Okay, I'm a creation person. I'm a people person. I want to work with you. I want to say something that triggers you to have a better day. I don't want to sit there and go, which column does this go in? Pa-pow. No, don't work. Not for me. But other people, they're like, oh, I don't want to be on camera like you, dude. I want to figure this out and, map it out for you. See, that's what makes our world go round. There's somebody for everything. So the point being is if you hate something, but it does have to happen, and you really can't find a way to make it good, or you're just not good at it, farm it out to somebody else. It's better to pay a few dollars to get something done right, and not stress about it. And, that brings me to another thing. Growing up, we were taught, you got to work so hard on your weaknesses. Work on what you're not good at. Work hard. Wow, that's just not a whole lot of effing fun, is it? So my belief, and I've learned this from many of my coaches too, that I've learned from, run with your strengths. And sometimes you got to work on the balancing out some weaknesses. If you want to do an OCR race, the obstacle course race, mud races, whatever you hear them, and you're really good at running, but you have no upper body strength, you're not going to do real well in those races because there's a lot of climbing, monkey bars, stuff like that. You need the grip strength, the upper body strength. So if you want to be good at that, you might have to increase that. But it doesn't mean that you're bad at it. It just means you need to condition it. It's the same way you might be Mr. Meathead Muscle Man and be able to do 50 pull-ups, but you can't run 20 feet and you want to do one of these races and succeed. You're going to want to train your cardio output, your cardiac output, right? So it doesn't mean that you don't work on things that need improvement. What it does mean is the things you hate and that suck for you, you don't want to do that so much. In school, Johnny's a straight A student except for that math. Push him harder on the math, and Johnny hates the math, and he gets a negative association to learning because learning means dealing with the stuff you hate. All right, well, get Johnny basic math enough to get through in life, because not everybody's going to use algebra and cosines and everything else, and other people need it. I don't want a nuclear physicist that's no good at math running a power plant. Okay? In the same respect, if Johnny is a musician or Johnny is a very personable salesperson or creating $1 million works of art, who cares if Johnny can do the cosine to XYZ? Okay? That might not be Johnny's thing, but yet Johnny's remedial math, more math, more math, more math. It teaches almost a dislike for learning. Okay? Doesn't mean that some things you don't have to learn some basics. Y'all should be able to balance your damn checkbooks. Okay? If you can't do that, if you can't balance your bank account, if you can't calculate basic sales tax, yeah, you need to learn stuff like that. But it's the same thing with, an accountant. Well, what does he need to, do real well in art class? Well, you got to get better at art. I don't want to paint. I don't want to do this. I want to do numbers. Okay, well, focus on what you're good at. Focus on your strengths and make them better. Do more of them. Not an excuse not to take care of some of the things that have to be done in life that you might not be as great on, but don't spend your time there. Spend 90%. It's a 90-10 rule right here. 90% of growing your greatness and 10% of, some housekeeping on some of your weaknesses. You can't ignore your weaknesses in some cases, and I've heard coaches speak and speakers speak. You just totally don't even touch your weaknesses. That'll come and bite you too. But spend 90% of your time on your strengths and on what you're good at. Do more of it, and you're going to succeed more. So there's your secret to success for this morning, guys. Do more. Live with faith, energy, passion. Always live your dreams. This is Coach Lou signing off till the next time.
Ready to take it to the next level? Tune in to XLR8Life.com for our live shows, encore presentations, life-changing courses, and live coaching with Coach Lou himself. As Coach Lou always says, live with faith, energy, love, passion, and always live your dream.